It's been quite a while since Elon Musk introduced a new battery tech for Tesla EVs, with the last major update being the 4680 at the end of 2020. That's why 2025 could be the perfect time for a new battery release, and there are already hints of it. As we know, aside from Tesla's self-produced 4680s and those supplied by Panasonic, all other batteries like the LFPs are provided by Catl. So the next battery pack for Tesla could very well be something revolutionary. It's not just about power. What makes this battery wild is that it's a new type, rare on the market. With an energy density of 500 watt-hours a kilo, the range for EVs could be incredible, and it won't be long before the 4680 is no longer Tesla's top battery. So what is this new battery, and which Tesla models will Catl be putting it in? Welcome to Tesla Car World. Catl is the world's largest battery manufacturer and has got a very strong relationship with Tesla. But we don't think they're considered the biggest just because of their scale. Catl's truly a pioneer in new battery technologies, with some of the best engineers in the world. Whenever they announce a new battery technology, they consistently deliver on their promises. They don't make empty claims. They don't say, "We're working on this battery," only for it to go nowhere or drag on for decades. So yeah, it's pretty refreshing to see a company that doesn't overhype or mislead us. This time, Catl is placing its bet on solid-state batteries. No longer just a concept on paper, they've already entered the trial production stage, meaning they're producing small batches before scaling up to mass production. Here's an interesting fact about solid-state batteries. This isn't exactly a new technology. Research into them began over a decade ago alongside with other battery types, but the reason they're now considered cutting-edge is simply that few manufacturers have managed to actually make them successfully. Only a handful of companies have real tangible solid-state batteries, or packs, but that's not even the most interesting thing. There's a bit of awkward truth here for Toyota. The automaker often gets talked about, compared, even criticized every time another company succeeds with solid-state batteries. It happened with QuantumScape, and now it's Catl's turn. The reason is simple. Toyota has repeatedly made bold claims that its 2 generations of solid-states would help regain its position and deliver a breakthrough in EVs with this tech. If you're curious about Toyota's ambitions with solid-state batteries, their performance, and projected plans, we've covered all the details in our previous episode. You can click on the video currently displayed on your screen to check it out. Back to Catl's solid-state battery. Just like many other times, this is a technology that's pretty easy to understand. You just need to know that solid-state batteries is still a type of lithium battery, quite similar to those used in EVs today. Big difference is that solid-states use a salt electrolyte instead of a liquid or gel electrolytes that we see in lithium-ion batteries for EVs. To replace the liquid electrolyte in traditional lithium-ion batteries, solid ones typically use solid oxides, oxide polymers, and sulfides as conductive materials. Catl's chosen sulfide for their solid-state battery because this is the most suitable and efficient electrolyte for this application. The first major advantage of most solid states is their higher energy density compared to any other type of battery out there. So far, Toyota's a solid-state battery manufacturer, boasting an energy density of around 600 watt-hours a kilo. However, as we mentioned, this target may still be a ways off for Toyota. On the other hand, Catl's solid-state batteries can currently reach an energy density of up to 500 watt-hours a kilo. While this is new info to us, it doesn't raise that many doubts, as Catl has already had its condensed battery technology with an energy density of 400 watt-hours a kg. Initially intended for aviation, this technology will soon be adapted for electric vehicles in the next few years. According to Catl, with an energy density of 500 watt-hours a kilo, this number is about 40% higher than current battery technologies. For comparison, lithium iron phosphate batteries, a popular choice that Tesla likes to use for Model 3 and Model Y, have an energy density ranging from 150 to 160 watt-hours a kilo. With 500 watt-hours a kilo, the performance would be 3 times higher. When we look at a better example, Tesla's current 4680 has an energy density of around 272 watt-hours a kilo, meaning Catl's solid-state battery would nearly double the density of the 4680. And that's exactly why we confidently say that the 4680 will no longer be Tesla's best battery once Elon adds solid-state tech to this lineup. We're not sure if you know about this, but with any battery that has a higher energy density, it means they deliver more energy while being lighter and more compact. This is a breakthrough for electric vehicles as it helps increase range and reduce vehicle weight. Let's make it simple. If you keep the 81 kilowatt-hour battery size in your Model Y, but replace it with Catl's solid-state, the driving range would increase to around 450 kilometers, even up to 800. That sounds hard to believe, but it's clearly possible when we've got a higher energy density battery that's also lighter. This is what Elon has been searching for years but hasn't found yet. However, it's important to note that Tesla won't just switch to solid states without adjusting other factors. The cost of the batteries has never been cheap, and this is a reality we gotta face. Production costs can sometimes be twice as high as regular lithium-ion batteries. For example, the cost of sulfide, the potential material that Catl's chosen for their solid-state batteries, is 5 times more costly than lithium carbonate. So, a solid-state battery for an electric vehicle, which will likely be smaller than usual to balance performance with cost. The most reasonable hypothesis is that Catl solid-states will be the first integrated with more expensive luxury electric vehicles. If they do make their way to Tesla, it's likely that Model S and X will be their first to feature these batteries. A local Chinese media outlet known as Late Post reported Catl's R&D team has over 1,000 people working on solid-state batteries, and they're focusing on experimental solid-state sulfide batteries. However, instead of producing large-capacity solid-state battery cells, Catl has started trial production of 20 amp-hour capacity cells. You may not know this, but Catl currently holds some of the fastest charging batteries in the world. They've been recognized for their Shenxing battery, the first to achieve a 4C charging rate, and have since been continued to improve with the Shenxing Plus versions. It's so fast that by the time you finish a cup of coffee, the battery could be nearly fully charged. According to their website, with the Shenxing battery, it can give a driving range of 400 kilometers with a 10-minute charge and over 700 kilometers on a full charge. Yeah, on the screen is a video about Shenxing Plus, also known as LFP Battery Gen 3, which we also covered in a previous episode. If you want to learn more about it, we believe there's a lot of useful information here. Now, back to the topic. It's hard to argue that a premium battery like the solid state could achieve such a short charging time. For solid states, charging from 10 to 80% could take 10 minutes or even less because, as we mentioned, solid-state battery pack could be smaller when integrated into EVs. Ultimately, the charging time for these batteries would be comparable to the refueling of an internal combustion engine car. Part of the reason for this is that solids electrolyte in solid-state batteries, especially the sulfide that Catl uses. This material's got a high ion conductivity, which helps speed up the lithium-ion transport process, accelerating the charging process. Plus, liquid electrolytes can be negatively impacted by high temps during charging, and that can cause dendrite formation, these sharp, needle-like structures that shorten the battery's life and cause short circuits. However, sources from Catl indicate that the charging speed and cycle life factors that affect battery longevity still need improvement, meaning that solid-state batteries are not yet perfect. For Tesla's 4680 battery, it takes around 35 to 40 minutes to charge from 10 to 80%, and we think that's okay. But if they could bring that time down to just 20 minutes, that'd be a big upgrade. After all, no one wants to wait too long at the charging station. With the advantage of the materials and structure, charging time's never been a challenge for any solid-state battery, and it certainly won't be for a company like Catl's vast experience in fast charging tech. So, when Catl solid states are officially integrated into EVs, charging speed will be like a monster. We're betting on that. Many of Catl's new batteries are reported to be used in Tesla once they pass the research phase. However, as we've mentioned earlier, even though Catl's known for optimizing production costs and efficiency, this does not mean that all their batteries are going to be cheap from the get-go. No, they won't be affordable initially. It's rare for any new tech to be cheap right out the gate. Much like when they first launched the iPhone, that too was not cheap. The company has used a 1-to-9 scale to assess the maturity of their technology and manufacturing processes, positioning themselves at level 4 at the time. Moreover, their goal is to reach levels 7 to 8 by 2027, indicating the feasibility of small-scale mass production. However, large-scale production is still expected to be limited by costs and other tech challenges, so we'll likely see solid states and high-end EVs sometime in late 2027 or early 2028. If Catl manages to overcome the challenge of cost and technical issues, the next step will be to integrate their solid-state technology into a larger battery pack and scale up production. This remains a significant challenge, but clearly their batteries do very well, and Catl's been making progress quite quickly. Catl CEO Robin Zhang believes that the best battery technology is already on the market, and he feels Toyota's exaggerated claims about solid states are making false hope after years of research with no real results. He says Toyota's statements are mythical. However, this does not mean that Catl's CEO underestimates solid-state technology. Zhang is fully supportive of solid-state batteries, having invested billions of dollars in closely tracking their development every week for the last 10 years. He acknowledges, though, that significant obstacles are still out there. Nonetheless, Catl and other companies continue to invest in this technology, hoping for breakthroughs that'll address durability issues. Unlike Toyota, however, Catl only shares performance metrics when they have achieved actually working with the prototypes. That's the key difference. At the International China Battery Expo, April 28th, Mr. Wu said that Catl is aiming for small-scale production of fully solid-state batteries by the end of 2026. This marks the first time a manufacturer has announced a plan for mass production of this type of battery by 2027. However, with successful solid-state prototypes already getting tested, Catl could very well start testing it as early as next year before scaling up to small-scale productions. It'd be quite the surprise if Tesla EVs were chosen to test this new battery next year. While we wait for more updates on Catl's solid-state batteries for Tesla, reports earlier this month indicate that Model 3 and Y's rear-wheel drive will be equipped with a new battery pack next year. It wouldn't be too surprising this new battery could be another one from Catl. Specifically, this new battery pack will replace the BYD blade in these vehicles. The new pack, capable of replacing the current BYD 7C and the rear-wheel drive variants of Model 3 and Model Y, will be called the Catl 6M. This battery pack will offer a 6% increase in capacity, going from 60.1 kilowatt-hours to 62.5. With an energy boost of around 4%, that's not a huge leap, but the pack is also expected to improve charging performance thanks to its higher rated power and voltage. Another advantage is it weighs less, with the new pack being about 44 pounds lighter. All this contributes to range and charging efficiency, so we can expect an increased range for these rear-wheel drive models. This 6M pack is essentially an LFP battery. As we know, the main benefits of LFP batteries are their more stable chemistry, which lead to less degradation, better safety, and lower costs compared to other types of EV batteries. However, the trade-off is that LFPs have a lower energy density relative to their weight. These batteries also perform worse than NMCs in cold or heat. As a result, the 6M will likely be supplemented with manganese. Manganese improves energy density and also helps boost performance in low temps, which should help address some of the other concerns with LFPs in areas with cold weather. Elon has praised this many times. One advantage of these batteries, though, is that they can be charged to 100% all the time, and Tesla actually recommends doing that. The 6M battery might not be rushed to North America due to tariffs on batteries and strict regulations on battery cells out of China. Because of this, customers in Europe, Asia, and other markets can expect to see Model 3 and Model Y using this type of battery sometime next year. Tesla may be researching other solutions to offer a competitive LFP battery pack for the North American market using materials sourced from within the continent. They might even directly manufacture them by bringing Catl's production machinery to Giga Nevada. The last time we saw a Catl LFP pack and RW variants was back in 2021. Of course, no matter what the battery technology is, it all has to compete in a very fierce race with some strong contenders. What's interesting here is that Catl's not the only company in the solid-state battery tech space. Major automakers and battery companies like BYD, Toyota, and Samsung are also pushing forward with the development of fully solid-state batteries. In July, Samsung made a big splash in the EV industry when they revealed that their solid-state production line is now up and running. According to the company, their battery can deliver 600 miles of range and only takes 9 minutes to charge. Even more impressive is that they're promising to deliver a battery lifespan of 20 years. As we said earlier, Toyota also unveiled its second-gen solid-state technology, which boasts a range of 932 miles and is said to be able to reduce the weight, size, and cost of EV batteries by up to 50%. However, despite these ambitious claims, Toyota's solid-state batteries have been stuck in the research phase for years, with 1,000 confusing patents and no actual product yet. Batteries will continue to improve over time. The long-term trend will be increasing energy density, reducing charging times, extending lifespan, and cutting costs. All the short effort being put into creating the next gen of batteries will eventually pay off in other industries too. Just imagine your smartphone lasting for days instead of hours down the road. This alone would make the industry compete, as every manufacturer is going to want their phone to have the longest lasting battery. However, despite the progress, there are still challenges on the road to mass production. With the high cost of solid-state batteries, it's likely initial applications of this technology will be limited to high-end EVs. But within a few years, costs will drop to the level of current lithium-ion batteries, and at that point, concerns about the range will be a thing of the past. The latest development from Catl marks an important step towards battery commercialization, showing that the company has perfected its core battery solution and is now focusing on optimizing manufacturing. While there still are some challenges, the future of Catl's batteries looks very promising. Although Catl claims to dominate the battery market, the truth is they don't dominate the solid-state battery market. We think QuantumScape is making slightly faster progress. They've already made solid states that are being currently tested in cars on the road now. We don't know how much they can make yet, but it's clear Catl needs to step it up if they want to lead the solid-state battery market. It is doable, though, and they have the advantage of manufacturing scale plus a stronger R&D team. This could be the beginning of a new era in battery technology, unlocking new possibilities for even better batteries. Catl's delivered on its promises with previous battery lines like sodium-ion batteries, super-fast charging batteries, and other types, all of which are now in use in EVs. Now, name a battery type that you think has potential besides solid-state batteries. Do you think they can achieve the same thing that solid-state batteries can? Can Catl really revolutionize the EV industry with their solid-state? And do you have any concerns about the accessibility of solid-state batteries when they first launch? We think there might be, as they'll likely be pretty costly at the initial stage. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of our video. If you found this helpful and want to learn more exciting info about Tesla's EVs, hit that like button and share the video, and make sure you're subscribed to Tesla Car World, and those notifications are turned on so you never miss our latest uploads. We really do appreciate your support and hope to see you back here in the next one. Thanks for watching, take care, and God bless.